Hello, and welcome to Benny's Alternate Universe. This is a show where I talk about the tapes in my collection that I feel are cool, unusual, exceptionally bad, or whatever. Today we're going to be talking about a tape from one of my favorite bands, and this is definitely one of my favorite tapes by them, the 1989 album from Aerosmith, Pump. Pump is a great album. It's a real classic to me. Came out in 1989, which was a real interesting time for me. I would have been about 10 years old. For Aerosmith, they would have been quite a bit older. This was after they released their comeback album, Permanent Vacation. I've learned that the comeback was kind of long road because they actually did an album called Done with Mirrors that was really supposed to be the definitive comeback, and for whatever reason it didn't really have any big hits. It's a shame because it was a great album, I thought. I actually have that one in my collection, in my vinyl collection. But those are the breaks sometimes, so they came back with another album, Permanent Vacation, which was a huge hit, which had their songs Ragdoll, Dude Looks Like a Lady, Angel, one of my favorite Aerosmith ballads, and was overall a pretty great album. Seemed that the hits were really great. The deep cuts were kind of hit or miss. I'm not really recalling a lot of them, though I do have that in my collection, so maybe I'll review that at another point. And they followed that up with Pump in 1989, and by the time they came out with Pump, they had adopted a very glossy, high-budget sound in the studio, especially the vocal production. I believe this was a Bruce Fairbairn production, yep. And he was the producer on Permanent Vacation, if I'm not mistaken, but this approach worked so well on this album, and it just has an incredible sound. Any system you put it on, any format, it just sounds fantastic. And in my opinion, it's their best set of songs since their reunion period, or of their reunion period, and really one of their best albums ever. The songwriting is of such high quality, and this was an album where they brought in some outside songwriters. Desmond Child, I think, has a credit on here on What It Takes. Fantastic, one of their best ballads ever. So moving, incredible vocal performance from Steven Tyler, and in a lot of ways Steven Tyler steals the show in this record. There's multiple harmonies all over everything. I'm listening now to the side 2 opener, or I'm sorry, side 1 opener, Young Lust, and the album opener, as a matter of fact. Young Lust, because I haven't listened to Pump enough times to know that yet. I've been listening to this record fairly consistently since 1989. And Tyler's vocals are great. His lyrics are very cheeky. They're very sleazy, super sleazy, and almost to the point where it's embarrassing because of his age. Some of the things that he says in you know, You're So Tight, Your Lovin' Squeaks is one of my personal favorites. I Don't Have No Rubbers, and Now It's Raining All the Time. These are on FINE. That was, damn it. Well, that was My Girl we were listening to, not Young Lust, okay? They sound similar, but they're both great songs. I'm not going to redo the review. It was going fine. A lot of hits on this record, including, of course, Love in an Elevator, classic video, classic sleazy Aerosmith tune about loving in an elevator, and faxing in the mailroom. That's what it's all about. I don't know. I never worked in an office, but I always loved this song. The vocal harmonies on the outro, in particular, are incredible, beautiful, and just such a great production and performance all over this record. Some good recovery-based lyrics, which I always like. Monkey on My Back, in particular, really tackles their addiction head-on. And Aerosmith always was able to talk about that a little bit tongue-in-cheek, and they've made some good songs on the subject of recovery. I think Living on the Edge was, Amazing was really awesome song on that subject matter. The Other Side is great. The whole album, it's just great. Even, you know, Don't Get Mad, Get Even, which is on now. Not one of the best songs on the album, but it's an excellent song. So it's very high level of quality all over here. Janie's Got It Gone, of course, was a big hit. Big video for the band. Had a lot of big videos off this album and off Permanent Vacation. I mean, Aerosmith was always a band that was made for video because they just look wild. If you investigate the cover a little bit, you can see their back and they're really looking healthy. Like, Joe Perry is ripped. All the hair is like very healthy and shiny. And, you know, a little bit understated with the black and all that. And on the inside you got a pump, just to reinforce that. Of course, the album cover, kind of a classic, kind of weird. I don't know. I guess I get it. Maybe when I was a kid I didn't, but nice, I guess. After this they would go on to do Get a Grip, which was okay, and then it was sort of a continuous downward slide that they're still in my opinion. Some people would say Honking on Bobo would redeem them somewhat, but not yet. Not for me. I haven't heard that killer Aerosmith album that's going to be as good or better than Pump. The last great Aerosmith album, 1989. It's now 2019, 30 years later. We love you, Aerosmith. Please, you gotta just knuckle down and just give us one more for old time's sake, and that would be great. So that's about all I have to say about that tape here in Benny's Alternate Universe. Aerosmith, Pump. Really excellent. Give it a listen if you are so inclined. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Peace.